Welcome back to another week's edition of Go Gaddis Real Estate Radio right here on AM 920 The Answer. In this first segment, we have our Metro Atlanta residential real estate update for the last 7 days. In our Something You Should Know About Georgia in general, we're going to talk about the North Georgia mountains, and we're going to discuss every agent's myth that really makes their eye twitch. It's something that when they see happening, it really it rubs them the wrong way. We're going to talk about that one today. I say welcome to Go Gaddis Real Estate Radio. My name is Cleve Gaddis. Cleve is short for Cleveland. I've been in real estate in Metro Atlanta since 2000, so I'm 25 years into it. My family has been in real estate in Metro Atlanta since 1987, so we are 38 years into a family real estate tradition here in Metro Atlanta. My business partner is Christy Valley. She and I own Modern Traditions Realty Group together, and her father has been in real estate for years and years and years, so it is a family tradition. When we say Modern Traditions Realty Group, we take the traditions of the past, the traditions of honesty, the traditions of going above and beyond, doing everything right for your clients, sacrificing yourself so that you can take care of your clients. We take those core values that have survived over the years, and we apply them today, but we do it in a very modern way. So we take the traditions of the past and we spin it and do things that are very modern and very up-to-date and very creative when it comes to selling a home. So if you're looking to sell a home or buy a home in Metro Atlanta, give us a call, 770-497-0000. On Go Gaddis Real Estate Radio, our mission is really simple. It's to help you go from real estate novice to expert. We want home buying and selling to be done with total confidence and without all the fear, the confusion, or the second guessing that often comes with life's biggest investments. And really, it isn't just about real estate. It's about making smarter decisions for you, for your family, and your future. If you have a question, if you have a comment, or even a challenge, you want to challenge something we say, we want to hear from you. Go to gogaddisradio.com, GOGADDIS radio.com. And while you're there, you can push back, share your ideas. You can request we feature your neighborhood in our neighborhood spotlight, or you can subscribe to the podcast or to the YouTube channel. gogaddisradio.com, GOGADDIS radio.com. Let's talk about what's happened in the Metro Atlanta market over the last 7 days. We've had 2,166 homes listed in the first multiple listing service right here in Metro Atlanta in the last 7 days. We've had 959 homes go under contract, so a little under 1,000 for the week. If we look at Metro Atlanta's market, it's typically somewhere between an 80 and 100,000 or an 80 and 115, 120,000 unit market, not including the new home sales. These are mostly just the resales that I'm talking about. And so 1,000 a week is about right for this time of year, but it's way off of where we would be in June, July, August, April, May as well. We had 1,256 homes closed for the week, 1,256, and we had 2,667 homes with a price decrease, 2,667. I think in many cases, people who show up and listen to the show say, whoa, Cleve talks out both sides of his mouth, meaning he says it's a good time to buy and a good time to sell. Well, I think it is a good time to sell for people who have a product to sell that is above average in terms of its aesthetics, in terms of its functionality, in terms of its location. If you have a property that is very desirable, if you have a property that gives a buyer everything he or she could want as soon as they move into the house, you're not going to have any problem selling it, and you're going to get a good top dollar. Are you going to get 20% more than you would have a couple of years ago? No, but you will get more than you would have a couple of years ago if you have a home that is less than average from an aesthetic standpoint, from a condition standpoint, a functionality standpoint. It doesn't mean that you don't have a chance to sell your home. It means you need to be reasonable in how you price your home so that it winds up being a reasonable value, or you need to make some improvements to the condition of your home so that it can be more attractive to those buyers. And in terms of home buyers, you know, there's 4 to 5 months worth of inventory available for sale. In the height of the pandemic market, we had 2 weeks worth of inventory. You heard that right. We had 14 days worth of inventory, and today we have 4 months, 16 weeks. So we went from 2 weeks worth of inventory to 16 weeks worth of inventory, and that's a big, big difference. But what does that mean for buyers? It means that buyers can actually get sellers to negotiate with them in good faith today. And sometimes buyers can be the only ones who are showing up at the table, meaning they're not competing with 10 or 12 other offers. They're just trying to negotiate on their own with the seller, have a seller's exclusive attention. They're not worried about trying to sell it to somebody else. So I do believe if you need to sell now, it's a good time to sell. If you need to buy now, it is a great time to buy. And my guess is that over the next 6 months, maybe a year, the buying window will start to close again because interest rates will continue to come down, buyer demand will go up, there'll be more competitive, more buyers trying to buy the same home. It can very easily turn back into a seller's market, and that is my guess. If you have any questions about buying or selling, you can go to gogaddisradio.com, or you can call us at 770-497-0000. When you call, if you want to talk to me, just say you want to talk to Cleve, and I will get back to you. Sometimes it might take me a day or a day and a half, but I will get back to you, and I'll answer whatever questions you have, I can assure you. Changing subjects, if your bucket list currently includes finally clean out the junk drawer, or maybe, for example, let me organize all the Tupperware lids, we're going to add some things to your bucket list, and we're talking the 100 things to do in the North Georgia mountains before you die. And let's jump into and talk about what those things are. Let me get these things open. We don't have all 100 of them, but we have a few. And if you just go online and type in 100 things to do in the North Georgia mountains before you die, and I don't know about you, I've lived in Georgia my entire life. I know very little about the North Georgia mountains. I had to look up on Google what was the highest elevation in the state of Georgia, and I'm totally drawing a blank now of the name of the mountain that is the highest point in the state of Georgia, but I just didn't have a lot of information. But fall has arrived, and here's some things that we think should be on your must-see and do list. Number one, you need to pick apples at a local apple orchard. That sounds like fun. You should don your lederhosen for Oktoberfest in Helen, and I don't know that I'll go to Oktoberfest in Helen, but I am 100% going to go to Helen this year over the Christmas holiday season and see it all decorated for the Christmas season. You should also kayak on Lake Chattooga. That sounds fun. Never even been to Lake Chattooga. You should learn about spooky local history with the Dahlonega walking tours. Oh, that one sounds good. You should get lost in Uncle Shuck's corn maze. I don't even know where that is. Sounds like fun. You should enjoy a glass of hard apple cider at Reese's Cider Company. You should take in the fall foliage from Brasstown Bald. Brasstown Bald, that's it. I said I didn't remember the name of the highest elevation in the state of Georgia, and it's Brasstown Bald. I didn't realize that fall fun in the North Georgia mountains was going to help me with my memory. And you should also treat yourself at the Dillard House. I've been there many times as a kid. I haven't been there as an adult in many, many years. And you should pick pumpkins and take a hayride at Burt's Pumpkin Farm. Went to Burt's Pumpkin Farm many, many times over the years. I haven't been there in a long, long time. I don't know if you have anything that you particularly love to do during the fall, during the holiday season, but if you do and you'd like to share it because you think listeners of the show, other listeners of the show, would love to take advantage of what you like to enjoy, then just go to gogaddisradio.com, click on Contact Us, put in just a little information, and we will be happy to feature it on the radio show sometime really, really soon. If you want to know one thing that, in my opinion, really drives real estate agents crazy, it is when a seller decides to overprice their home on purpose. And I know you're probably thinking, oh, poor real estate agents, if it's overpriced, they're not going to sell and get their commission. And I don't know that that's the case. I think the reality is that in today's world, real estate agents understand the dangers of overpricing a house. So we're going to bust that one myth wide open today. Chuck in Marietta said, what's one myth about selling a home that drives you bonkers when you hear it? And it's not necessarily me, because I'm not surprised when somebody wants to overprice a home. I mean, the reality is everything that I have, I think is worth twice as much as it's actually worth. I think my homes are the greatest homes that have ever been built in all of Georgia. And I'm not the only one. If you line 10 sellers up in a row, at least 3 or 4 of those sellers would more than likely think their home was better than it actually showed up versus the competition when they go to list their home. But let's talk about this. All of the myths for selling a home, I think the one that drives real estate agents most crazy is overpricing. Many sellers believe that they should list high to leave enough room for negotiation, but agents know that this tactic almost always backfires, making the home sit longer on the market and often making them sell for way, way less in the end. So real estate professionals cite several reasons why this myth is so frustrating and detrimental. Buyers are well informed today. They use online resources and research, comparable homes and market data. If it's overpriced, it's obvious to them, to be honest with you. It's wasted marketing momentum. A listing gets the most attention during the first couple of weeks on the market, so overpricing squanders this critical period, and overpricing really helps the competition. If your home is overpriced, it makes the other homes look better by comparison. Sometimes it attracts the wrong buyers, and it can ultimately lead to a lower offer. This segment of the show is brought to you by the law firm of O'Kelly & Sorahan. They're a full-service law firm with 30 offices throughout Metro Atlanta. They can be reached by calling 770-497-1880. Also, if you're thinking of selling your home anytime in the next year, we want to make sure you get the upside. So many different ways to sell a home in today's market. Go to gogaddisradio.com, click on the upside. We'll give you lots and lots of information about the 5 or 6 different ways that you can sell a home in today's market and let you see those numbers side by side in black and white. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Riz Communities that builds in Georgia and South Carolina is going to be part of our discussion, and we're going to discuss liens on new construction homes. Can you imagine buying a new construction home and then realizing that one of the subcontractors who did work on it had a lien on it? Stick with us. You'll hear that and more. We'll be back.